All right, let's go and let's export these circles here. So I'm going to push Command Alt Shift S. You want to make sure it says PNG24 and the transparency are optimized. Okay, and we'll move this right to the desktop here. We'll call this orange tech circle, and I add in kind of a production number to this. If you're making a lot of different kind of, if you're making a lot of different circles, it's best to add in a number to them. And the higher the number, the more recent it is. Okay, so we'll just add that in here because I saved this all. All right, and we will change that in Xcode. So let's go ahead and let's change the blue one. Again, Command Alt Shift S. There we go. Save it, and we'll say blue tech circle 02, just like that. And one more here. We have our white tech circle. So we'll say white tech circle 02. Awesome. So that works out really well. Let's go back into Xcode. Let's hop into our assets.xcassettes here. And let's go to our Finder, and we can just kind of bring these all in here. And look at that, pretty good. So we'll call this one here, we'll rename to blue circle. And this one here will be renamed orange circle. And lastly, we're going to say white circle. Okay, this is just for production purposes. If you want to ever work for a bigger company, they tend to label their assets in a much more kind of organized way. That way, it makes debugging a big project easier. But for our purposes, let's just deal with this here. Okay. So first of all, what we'll do is we'll go to our block here. Okay, and let's just go to wherever our blocks are, which is up here. And we'll say, where it says sprite node, we'll say that this is image named. And what is the image named? White circle. Okay. And we can go and copy that. And we did set the size earlier. So now we can set the size. And we can go and do the same thing for block 1. So what's going to happen is that block 1 and block 0 are both going to be a circle, which I think looks pretty good. And what we'll do is we'll now go down to our area where we change the color here. So in order to do this, we need to do sprite.texture is equal to skTexture. And in here, we're going to do image named, and this is going to be orange circle. Now, the name of your texture, and this will change it, by the way, to the orange color circle. It has to be exactly the same. If you made a capitalization mistake or a spelling mistake, it will not work. So very important. Let's go back, and we can probably even just copy this here and paste it, but we'll change this with blue circle. All right, so let's go ahead and let's run that here. And it looks pretty good. And what we'll do is we'll take a look at this. Ready, set, 2, 1, go. And you can see that something was up here. Okay, and it's most likely, and that's actually kind of neat how it did that. And if we change it, it does actually change in the end. But white circle, if it's not correct, so let's go here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this is white circle, and I'm going to copy this, and then go back to the game scene.swift, and yes, so you want to see that it is spelled correctly, and that's what happens if it doesn't work out. So it's actually good that your program doesn't crash. If you were working with a C++ engine, it would actually crash there, because there it goes. And look at that. We got these nice circles here, and there you go. Okay, and that actually looks pretty good. So let's try that again, and I won't click as much so that we can kind of see this. So yeah, so it kind of puts all these circles around, and then there we go. And you have to remove these ones. Yeah, and I think that looks pretty good. And the orange is of different color too. So that works. Okay. Awesome. This concludes the tutorial.